Okay, so Jackson and Ellis, you've both given us a recap. So Jess, you can recap last session for an initiative.
Okie dokie. Well, there's a lot that happened in last week's episode, so
You can skip over stuff if you don't think it's important. I'll just, if you miss anything, I'll just swoop in at the end. Don't worry about it that much.
okay. So we had gone to Baldur's Gate to meet Sapling, and then he took us up into the upper city, and we had gone to see a woman that was unknown to us, but was sent to us, that we were sent to by Goblin Benny. But before we did, we went to a bookstore to pick up a rare book that we needed to get into Candlekeep. So we met this woman at the Marble Pavilion in the Wide.
Yep.
And she basically sent us on a task to go to the Eomain house. Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah,
Eomain. Where a masquerade party was going to be held around 7 o'clock that night. So we were asked to complete 3 tasks. We had to basically infiltrate the party and complete the tasks. So there's an ancient vault which is underneath the house, which we have to break into essentially. There's an office on the 2nd floor where we have to basically steal business ledgers, so documentations of the perfumery businesses that family owns. And then the 3rd task is we have to manipulate and basically interrogate some of the attendees of the party. Another thing was Riverland Blackhand had sent us to hand in a crystal ball to Madame Eva. We did that, to which she basically asked us to pick 3 cards which would depict our future, and then she sent us to... Bear with me. She sent us to meet Toramesh,
perfect.
who basically asked us... Well, who we asked to reveal more of our future, so he did that by scraping off bark off a tree.
Yeah, he's got a special tree.
I think that's basically everything summed up.
Yep, that was a very good recap. So you can give yourself 2 inspiration for that. That was that saves me any filling in. But yeah, so you're expecting your attire that you've custom ordered from the Wood Elf tailor Arnadalis to be delivered to you at the Elf Song Tavern at about 5. So you're on your way back there from Insight Park as kind of like the sun is kind of setting. It's probably about 4 p.m. I'll say about now. So that winter sun is kind of setting. You're heading back to the Elf Song. I don't want to stick in this section too much. I just want to give you guys a chance to go over anything. So we'll say you're sitting in the tap room of the Elf Song Tavern. The usuals are there. Schooner and Clank are on duty. Alana's behind the bar. The same serving boys are running around. The same staff in the kitchen. We'll just go around. Ellis or Eartha, would you like to... Is there anything you would like to prepare before the party?
Can I invite them to my ensuite little room that's a bit more private, so we can discuss
you have you're renting the fancy guest suite, so you have a private 4-seated dining room. So you guys go upstairs, you get your key out, open your bedroom, and kind of attached to the side of it is a private dining room. You guys can sit in there. It's about 10 feet by 10 feet. It's not huge, but it's a nice small booth, and no one's eavesdropping. You guys are in that private space. Is there anything else you would like to do, Eartha?
I would like to fit my shield and sword into the bag of holding that I believe has my javelins in at the present moment. No,
if you would like,
spears.
Ellis, if you're planning on keeping the bag of holding, you can tear off a piece of paper and dedicate it to the bag of holding and write down everything that's in it.
Sure.
If that,
I can do that.
Or a Word document or whatever works for you.
I'll just write it in a book.
Alice, I need that bag of holding when we go into that.
I'll keep a hold of it. I'll give it to Jackson when
just before
Samara when we're about to go in. Where have I put my pencil?
Just to be safe, Jackson, would you be able to get any higher on the camera? Just I'm worried the overlay might be cutting off your face. Thank you. So yeah, Eartha, do you have anything else you would like to prepare before tonight, or would you like to hand it off to the next person?
I just want to get like random bits of holy paper ripped up and ready to put in my pockets, along with a few nails here and there. And then
all your components ready to go. Very good. Samura, Jackson, would you like to prepare anything before tonight? Go anywhere? Speak to anyone?
The gloves I got in the first session with Dispel Magic. I believe it was the gloves. How will they suit the outfit I'll be wearing tonight?
They're kind of like leather riding gloves. They look like the gloves like a jockey might wear, someone riding a horse. So you could see them maybe fitting. Yeah, you'd think they wouldn't go with it perfectly, but they wouldn't stand out horribly. You don't think?
Right. Okay, I'll leave them up on, and then apart from that, no, that's all. That's all. Actually, the guy who dropped off our suits.
Cool.
Is there any chance I can quickly?
He's not here yet.
Right, when he comes, I need to grab
sure.
a word.
Perfect. Anya, Jeff, do you have anyone you'd like to talk to, or anything you'd like to prepare before you go to the party tonight, or are you sorted?
Throw away. Would I be able to put my violin in the bag of holding?
Yeah.
So that I don't have to necessarily explain it when I go past security.
Yeah, and then you'd be able to take it out whenever you feel appropriate. That's totally fine.
And would I also...
If we were...
Sorry.
I was just going to say, if you guys want, you can all shove all of your weapons in there for the time being. Just so... And Ellis doesn't necessarily need to write that down if he doesn't want to, but like... So, Samura, you can just put in your quarterstaff and your sling to be safe. Anya, you could put in your rapier, whatever else you might have, just to, if you need it in a pinch, you know it's there.
Can I put my magic invis dust in?
Yes, of course. Anything we could pretty much just say anything that you have in your inventory that's like a pack or anything. We could say it's just in the bag of holding, because that makes sense to me. That you probably put it in there so you still have access to it.
Would I be able to wear my ring of heat metal?
Yeah, you think it'll still... No one will be very suspicious of it, you don't think? Anything else?
I would like to talk to Anya about something quickly.
Go for it.
So, what kind of spells do you have? Like, I'm looking for a spell in particular. It's called Silence. Do you know that one?
Afraid I don't have that.
Doesn't matter then. That's that plan foiled.
Oh, he's heartbroken.
Shit.
Yeah. We'll say at this point then, unless... I mean, we'll have time afterwards, so at this point, there's a knock on your bedroom door, Eartha.
Oh, come in.
You see Schooner, the half-ogre, is there, and she kind of... You alright? This fellow says he's here to see you. And the well-dressed wood elf, Onadalis, kind of comes in and does a little curtsy, and you see he's carrying like a big pile of material. You take it to be your outfits, which he sits on the foot of the bed. The foot of the bed. He kind of puts each outfit out side by side, and he says, "Can I do anything else, or?"
Can I'll stand up, because presumably obviously we're sat, so I'll stand up.
Yeah, you're at the booth.
Can I have you got a stopwatch I can grab, or just any type of watch or something to basically tell the time?
I don't have a timepiece on me. I'm sorry, no.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter then.
Very good. He does a little curtsy again.
Goodbye.
And Schooner just says, like, good night. And she heads out with him. Door is closed again. So yeah, your 3 outfits are there. Pretty much, what you wanted. So Itha and Samura, you have these dark, almost like tweed material suits. Itha, yours has a kind of white collared shirt underneath with a red ascot that tucked underneath the shirt. Samura, yours is pretty much identical, except the shirt isn't white. It's more of like a grey, so it kind of fades into the suit almost. Not like it's not unnoticeable, but like it's just a little bit darker. And there is a kind of green, like almost ascot instead of a red. Anya, yours is at your request. Doesn't sacrifice mobility. It's not like a dress with like a bonnet or anything. It's a kind of like a jumpsuit, so you can still run. And there's no like heels or anything like that. They're kind of boots. They look fancy, but they're still good for like kicking, running, anything you might need on a regular basis. So none of these outfits sacrifice that much, except you can't have your armor on. So for the time being, your AC, the number that is required to hit you, is 10 plus or minus your dexterity modifier. So it's not the AC that's there. But if you're good enough, you won't get into combat. So yeah, is there anything else you'd like to do, or should we pick up at the house?
I would like to ritual cast Find Familiar, and I want to have my familiar summon as a tiny spider.
Tiny spider, very good. Yeah. So, do you want it to like keep the color scheme?
Because I'm going to put it I'm going to dismiss it into the pocket dimension, so I can summon it later without using a spell slot.
Could you say that again? Sorry, it cut out a bit.
I'm going to, as soon as I cast the spell and it like summons, I'm going to put it into the pocket dimension, which it can survive in, and it doesn't go away or anything, and then I can summon it back out of that pocket dimension whenever I want without having to cast another spell slot. So I'll just have it like Abba colours, like the same sort of luminescence, but as soon as he spawns, he'll go straight into the pocket dimension.
Yeah, so you kind of put out the components on the... What components does it require?
It requires 10 gold pieces worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs that must be consumed by a fire in a brass brazier. That could be difficult.
No, it's fine. So you put the brass container in the center of the table. You take out the herbs, the charcoal. You separate it all out. Like on top of this table, there's a very ritual-esque scene as you kind of. How long is the casting time?
It's an hour and I believe 10 minutes because of ritual.
Okay, cool. So you spend the next hour or so kind of like while Anya and Eartha kind of get ready and make small talk or whatever, you kind of cast this thing, and then at the end there's kind of a magical energy kind of shaking the room, and just sitting at the center of the table is this tiny bright yellow spider with like dull yellow dots that scurries up your arm and then pops into its pocket dimension.
Right.
Yeah. Anything else from anyone?
Yeah.
Cool. So you make your way out of the Elf Song and through the lower city back to Baldur's Gate. Even though it is nighttime, it's not like late, so your watch tokens still allow you access at the minute because it's kind of that sun setting time. So you flash your watch tokens and you look fancy enough, so it doesn't raise many eyebrows. And you make your way through the familiar part of the upper city that you've come to know from your travels yesterday. So you walk past the Wide and the marble pavilion where you'd met the whiskey lady, and you head into the district through the district called Temples, where most of the temples in the places of worship to the gods are held. And once you get through Temples, you're in Mannerborn, and Mannerborn is where the majority of the aristocracy live. This is all very nice, big villas and mansions and houses and apartments. Very nice place. Everything's made of marble and cobblestone, and there's gardens and flowers and street lights. It's a much nicer area than the lower city of Baldur's Gate. You eventually... Yeah?
Can I find a place to use disguise self now? And I'll disguise into a twin of Ufa, except without the beard.
Yeah, no problem. So as you're kind of as you get into Mannerborn, you make yourself look like Eartha, but without the beard. So you look slightly different. So you two, for the purposes of this, look pretty much identical, except one of you has a beard, one of you does not, and Anya looks like Anya. So you eventually find your way to Eomain House. So it's kind of this 3 stories tall mansion isn't the right word. It's not like quite a mansion. It's kind of like it's almost like an apartment building that's been turned into a single house. It's kind of like a narrow building but long. And yeah, it's very underneath every windowsill is like a trough of flowers and greenery. The building itself is kind of this grey-white marble with dark veins. Very lovely house. And outside just for the frame of reference, I will open up the battle map. So yeah, standing on either side of the main entrance are 2 guards that work for the watch. So they're kind of just dull dressed. They've got bits of armor like pauldrons, gauntlets. They don't have weapons drawn or anything, but they are armed. So there's one on either side of the door. As you make your way up the steps, make a can each of you make a performance check?
It's the wrong dice.
I got 11.
11.
23.
23?
6.
What was that, sorry?
26.
26. So Anya was 26, Samara, you were 23, and Eartha, you were 11, yep.
What the hell? How come everyone gets over 20?
To be fair, mine's ×2, so...
Yeah, she's got good stuff. So as you're kind of walking up the steps, you kind of instinctually begin this performance, this ruse. You kind of all start making small talk as to ignore the guards. And the one on the left, kind of this pale skin, scraggly hair, light beard, kind of goes, "Excuse me, sir," and he's kind of pointing at you, Eartha, and he goes, "Have I seen you before?"
I'm going to try to put on my most posh accent, imitate posh. We go, I believe you have not, sir. I've just come into town for this fine, delightful evening.
Oh, all right. Make a deception check with advantage.
Oh. 16.
He goes, oh, all right then. Apologies. And he kind of returns to his post, and you all 3 continue in. So now, the battle map's there for frame of reference, but you are all now in the foyer. So the foyer is just like a 25-foot corridor from the main entrance that you see opens up. But it's a very nice entryway. On the left-hand wall, there is a big portrait of the Eomain family. You see 4 children, a mother and a father. The children are all grown now, but in the portrait, they're not children. They're kind of like adolescents. So they're all a little bit younger than they are now. But yeah, very lavish. Cream walls, wooden paneling, stone floor with wooden elements. The furniture is all extremely well made, very nice. And as you make your way through the foyer, it opens up into what is essentially a gallery. It's a central room on this bottom floor, this ground floor. And you can see there's quite a lot of people in here. You see a guard kind of just watching the room, but you see 7 or 8 guests just standing around, and you see that the attraction here is there is some sort of exhibition on. In fact, Samura, you recognize quite a lot of this stuff. Along the walls, there are artifacts, like cultural artifacts, historical artifacts from Chult, that are kind of decorating this nice gallery room. And you can see, make a perception check.
That will be 20. Unnatural.
20. You see this this half elf, this male half elf. He's got round spectacles. He looks quite slender. He's wearing a lot of he doesn't look fancily dressed at all. In fact, everyone, including each of you, is wearing the small masquerade masks that cover only your eyes. But he isn't. You can see he's holding it in one hand, but he's kind of, with that hand, he's pointing at some of the artifacts as he's talking to one of the other guests. And he's not wearing fine clothes. He's not wearing dirty clothes, but he's wearing rough working clothes. And you can see him kind of he's kind of ogling it almost, like he's explaining it. And just based on the way he's interacting with this guest and the way he's looking at it and kind of showing it, you think he's maybe if you are interested, you get the sense maybe he knows about the artifacts. But as you guys are kind of coming into this gallery, there's also, as you can see on the map, there's a staircase that goes up. There's a few doors, one at the bottom of the staircase. You can see the gallery also leads on to a dining room in the next room over. Behind you, there's two sets of locked doors on either side of the foyer, the mouth of the foyer. But yeah, as you guys kind of enter this gallery, very lavish, kind of gold elements, cream walls, this half-elf he's talking to this guest, this fancy-looking woman wearing her masquerade ball gown and mask. And he kind of you can see him almost losing interest in what he's saying as he's kind of looking over specifically you, Samura. And he goes and he kind of approaches the three of you, but specifically you, Samura, and he goes, It's a pleasure to meet you. And he kind of sticks out a hand to you, Samura, and says, my name is Abbott.
I'll shake his hand and I'll put on the same accent as Ellis put on to the guards.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just go, yes, pleasure to meet you too. Do I know you?
No, sorry. I'm terrible with introductions. Yeah, I'm Abbott. I met lots of your people when I was any kind of motions around the room. When I was in Chult, I met many of your people. I can tell by your plumage that you are Chultan, yes?
Can I do an Arcana check to why he's just seeing straight through my disguise?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
That's 22.
22. Sure, I'll give it.
Oh no, it's not. It's 24.
24. Yeah, okay. You know there are spells that puncture illusions. And you can kind of see him playing with a ring on one of his fingers. So you think the ring he's wearing might be enchanted with something that punctures illusions. So he isn't even aware that you're disguised right now. He's just seeing you and talking to you. Yeah.
Right. Oh, this is a hard one. Can I talk to these two outside of outside of the game real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Guys, what do I do here? Do I try and find a room and undisguise myself, or do I just play the whole time thinking, is this guy gonna rat me?
Just tell
he
him.
Might be Ellis. He might rat on us.
Well, no, just tell him if he rats, he's dead.
It's already.
Oh yeah, that's gonna work out well.
Well, no, just say.
Oh, no.
Your kind isn't very welcome, so you'd keep it. You'd be happy if you don't let it slide for what you are.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. I'll go with that. Right.
So
I'd like
he's
to go
shaking your
back
hand.
to in-game talk.
Yeah, he's shaking your hand very enthusiastically.
Can I go to give him while holding his hand, the one hand around his back to give him a hug?
Yeah, sure. So he's fine with it.
As I get close, I'll whisper in his ear that just in the accent still, but whispering that I'm not very sure how people around the city they looked, so I decided to disguise myself tonight as a regular man, like the one stood next to me. If you could just not let it slip.
He kind of pulls back and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. This ring," and he kind of shows you the ring on his finger. I found this when I was in Chult. It's enchanted with true sight. I wasn't aware. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. And he's kind of looking around and he's like, "Oh, I'm sure no one noticed. Everyone here is too busy with the babbling.
I'll just nod."
He kind of puts an arm on. He puts a hand on one of your arms, and he's like, "If you've got the time, I would love to show you the things I brought back from Chult. If you have it's totally fine. If you don't have time, it's fine. It's fine."
I would like to then step in and pat Samra on the back, and just kind of lean in and whisper "kill some time," and then proceed to walk forwards and start trying to mingle with other people.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll turn straight to the dude and go, "Oh, talking normal, talking in that voice still. Just presume I'm talking in that voice if I don't say any other. That. Oh yes, I would love a tour, and then I'll ask while he's going through the tour. I want to ask about what's behind all the doors, so I can map out the entire house better."
Cool. Anya, what would you like to do anything, or would you like to just kind of follow Eartha or follow Samura? Would you like to?
Might go off on my own.
Yeah.
And try and mingle with some of the other people at the party.
Cool. So we'll run through Samura's thing, and then I'll cut to both of you guys, and we'll play out some of your stuff. So we kind of leads you around the gallery room. You recognize some of this stuff. You don't recognize others. The first thing he shows you is this wooden tribal war mask with painted elements, and he tells you it's from the species of goblins that live in the jungles of Chult, the Batiri. This is one of the war masks that they wear when they go into battle. The next thing he shows you is it's a kind of a string of prayer beads, and he tells you these are Kir Sabal prayer beads, and these actually come from Aarakocra monks that live in an old monastery in Chult. The next thing is this small suit of armor, very dark and jagged. It looks horrifying. If it was bigger, it would be very intimidating, but it looks even smaller than a halfling. And he tells you that this armor was worn by a fire newt, which is a 2-foot tall salamander person that breathes fire. It was a warlock of Imix. He shows you these necklaces and rings that are all set with kind of one of the main exports of Chult, these fiery opals, Chultan opals. These adamantine ingots, these metal ingots that have been stamped with a brand. And kind of the next thing, or the two biggest things, there's this vase, this very nice crystal vase, which he claims is from the lost city of Omu. And the final thing is a giant tooth that's sitting on 2 display cases along one of the walls, and he tells you this is the tooth of a dragon turtle that guards the Bay of Chult. And yeah, he's kind of babbling on. He's like, and this one was terribly difficult to get, but I knew that I wanted it once it was. Sorry, I'm babbling. What? So where in Chult are you from? Yeah, you can. Yeah, make a check.
No. I'm gonna turn to him. I'm gonna keep saying "Oh well, yeah, I'm from. I mean, exactly where the dragon turtle is. Armok is his name. We're actually friends. I know. Well,
you know,
man is.
I didn't know that.
Big word.
I didn't know that thing had friends. He was quite testing when I encountered him.
Well, let's just say I can come in and out of the city without having to pay anything.
Yeah, definitely friends. I had to give up half of my treasury to get out. So, very impressive indeed. So you're from
Trust me.
You're from Port Nines,
When you get on the... Yes, exactly there. When you get on the right side of the guy, it's quite nice, actually. Always treat me right.
I'll take your word for it. Yes, and he kind of makes a sweeping gesture at the whole gallery, and he says, "Well, he's still holding his mask in his left hand, and he's kind of gesturing with it. I was employed by this family, the Aomanes, to gather this gallery for parties and such. Personally, I would rather it wasn't in some noble's front room, but museums don't pay a lot of money, so a man takes what he gets. I hope plenty of Chiltons weren't happy with me taking these goods. I hope this display does not offend you. That is not my intention."
Well, I wasn't raised, and I'll say like quite confidently, I wasn't raised like most of my fellow brethren, so no offense taken at all.
If you're from Port Nyanzaru, all of the Aarakocra I met were nomads and tribal. You certainly don't give that impression, and you're in Baldur's Gate, so...
I'll give him a little like wink, and I'll go, except from the tooth.
Yes, of course. And he kind of leans in front of it, almost trying to hide it. Okay, we'll cut to Eartha. So you see, aside from Abbott, this half-elf, you see there are several other people in this room, or like men and women, all look very posh. There's also a guard that's watching the gallery. What would you like to do?
I would like to have a look around and see what conversations are going on by using Observant.
Sure. I know you've got Observant, but just for like which place we go to, just make a perception check.
Right. That is 14 plus 5, 28, 33.
Over 30.
33, 32?
There you go. So the most interesting conversation that you pick up on is this man and a woman in very similar. One is wearing this like olive green dress, and the man is wearing this kind of darker, like mossy green suit, and they're kind of like whispering in the corner. And the woman says, just to kind of surmise, the woman kind of says how Nicene makes her uncomfortable, and then the man kind of agrees and says he doesn't agree with what she does to the paupers, and that's like the most interesting thing that you pick up on a quick scan of the room.
Okay, I would then like to look around to see where I can get a drink from.
Cool. Yeah, so you see the next room over is a dining room, and there are two long dining tables out in that room. There are a few guests in there kind of picking on at the buffet and picking up drinks from one section of the table. And there is also another guard in that dining room. You can pick up drinks there. They have some soft drinks, and they also have like some more celebratory drinks. They have ales and champagnes and some wines out for.
I think I will pick up a soft drink, but make it look
cool.
as though I'm picking up like some like fancy wine, like swirl it around the glass, have a sniff, have a bit of a taste. Like,
oh, this is a vintage. Yeah.
I've got to play the character, you know. I've got to play the character. I've already got a backstory in my head for this.
Oh, he's made a second character. It's identical to this. Then we'll cut over to you, Anya. So Anya, you see Samura being kind of led around the gallery by Abbott, the half-elf, and you see Eartha kind of watching this couple in the corner, and then he goes into the dining room, to get a drink. What would you like to do, if anything?
I would like to talk to someone else in the room. Is there anything you can tell me about who else is in the room?
Yeah, sure. So there's everyone kind of looks not the same, but like of the same stock. They all look like young nobles, like the youth, or like the children of the powerful politicians and movers and shakers in the city that have all kind of come to this house party. You take it, probably the majority of the parties happening on upper floors, but like these are kind of some of the people that are hanging around in the gallery and at the where the food is. Kind of just someone who catches your attention is a man with kind of like, he catches your attention because he doesn't look exactly the same, but he reminds you of your friend Alistair from Waterdeep. He's kind of got like messy blonde, short blonde hair, dark like straw like blonde hair, and kind of blonde stubble. And he doesn't look particularly like well built, but he's not like paunchy either. He's just kind of like an average guy, and you can kind of see him like kind of leaning in, inspecting some of the rings inset with opals. He just kind of catches your attention because he reminds you of Alistair. But yeah, everyone else looks pretty similar. There's some couples conversing, some small groups, and then him on his own.
A guy who's on his own, the guy that looks like Alistair.
Yeah.
Or do I just say what I'm going to say?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
And if you want to say something, yeah.
Okay. Hi, I'm Anya. May I ask who you are?
He kind of like glances up at you, like almost like shocked a bit. He's like, "Oh, hi, sorry, I'm Graham," and he kind of sticks his hand out for a shake.
Anya shakes his hand.
Yeah.
What is it you're here for?
Oh, and he kind of like scratches his eye underneath the mask. He goes like, "Oh, I'm friends with Trentella, and I always come to these boring parties, but honestly, they're kind of gauche in my opinion. I don't really like what Nicene considers fun. So, what about you?"
I'm just here with my friends, that's all.
Oh, that sounds like more fun. Oh, the food, the fish tastes abysmal, but the vegetables are okay, so I'd avoid the fish.
Have much of an appetite anyway.
Yes, they do hire shit cooks, so you're not exactly missing much, to be honest. Well,
So
he
if
kind
you
of like
hate...
glances.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all right.
What are you going to say?
No, I was just gonna continue. You can go.
Well, if you hate these parties so much, then why do you come?
Well, like I said, I'm good friends with Trentella, and to be honest, I wouldn't want to feel the retribution of what would happen to me and the 3 people on this planet I care about if Nicene found out that I didn't show up, because I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, if I'm perfectly honest. And he kind of does like a giggle, he kind of presumes you know all of these people and know their personalities, kind of like, he's like, this is just information, like, you should know this, so he's not explaining any of it. And he kind of just does like a little chuckle when he finishes speaking.
Trentella you speak of.
You don't know Trentella? Well,
What exactly?
Trentella is one of the Eomain siblings. He's Nicene's twin, but he's male and she is not, obviously. Trentella is Tide oldest. Actually, now that I think about it, Nicene probably came out first. That's probably why she's the way she is. But yeah, Trentella is Tide oldest of the Eomain siblings. I'm not sure where he is actually. Either in his room or in the party on the 3rd floor, I'd imagine.
Can you tell me about the other people here?
He kind of like glances around the room and he says, yeah, of course. And he kind of he kind of like starts walking over, like out of the gallery and into the dining room. Would you like to follow him? Yep. So you kind of both walk into the dining room, and he picks up 2 glasses of champagne, and he hands you one, and he starts like sipping on the other, and he points at the couple, the man and woman, both in green, and he says, "I believe I've never met them before, but I think either the man, yes, the male is probably a Bell by the look of it." I'm not sure who the woman is. Maybe a girlfriend. She doesn't look exactly noble. Her hands look a little bit calloused. None of the Aomains are down here. They're probably in the main party on the 3rd floor. And he kind of just looks around and he's like, "Oh, I'm not sure who that chap is." You recognize the person he's kind of making out as Eartha. And then he mimics Samura. Says, "I'm not sure who that is, but the one with that fellow is Abbott. He's a cleric, an archaeologist, artificer, I think he calls himself. He found most of the things in the exhibition. I believe he was employed by the Aomains, or they paid him to bring goods here. I'm not exactly sure. He's a bit dry, not my cup of tea, but I suppose his finds are interesting, at least." He kind of looks around the rest of the room. No one else here that interesting. Most people are on the 3rd floor. That's where the family room is. I believe that's where most of the party's taking place. But Nicene is also there, and so I will not be there. She is a pain in the neck, as I'm sure you're aware. But
So
yes, so.
How so?
Oh, Nicene. Have you not heard? Oh, she is. At this point, make a persuasion check.
$18.
18. He kind of like clicks his back a bit. He goes, "Oh, well, Nicene is a he-wolf, a monster. I can't really describe her any more vividly. She's beautiful, don't get me wrong. She is a looker, but she is the worst. You know, she makes sport of... I imagine there's some upstairs right now. She gets social climbers from the lower city, tricks them into coming to her parties, where she strips them, tortures them, mocks them, and then kicks them out onto the street in the middle of the night for the guards to brutalize and arrest them. And look, I'm no fan of the lessers in the lower city, but I don't agree with torture either. So, no, I'm not a fan of Nicene. She's a bit cruel and unusual."
Sounds awful.
And he kind of motions at Abbott again, the half-elf that's with Samura. I think that one's been in love with her for half a decade. I think he's proposed to her like 3 or 4 times. It's pathetic.
You do, Graham.
Oh, well, I'm an Elton. And he says that with like massive pride. And he says, "Are you from Baldur's Gate? You don't seem to know a lot of the social structure."
Really around these parts, no.
"Where are you from?"
I'm from a place called Waterdeep.
"Waterdeep? Of course I know Waterdeep. It's much nicer than here. I'm almost jealous." "Well, I'm an Elton. Actually, Anya, make a quick history check. See if you know anything about that name. So just roll a 20 and add your history."
10.
10. It doesn't sound familiar, but he goes on to explain. Well, Elton, my descendant, was one of the greatest Grand Dukes in Baldur's Gate's history. He actually founded the Flaming Fist, the police force of the lower city. So I don't really do much, but I have fun, I suppose. He kind of looks at the bottom of his empty champagne glass and kind of puts it on a tray of a server that's running past. And he kind of looks for a soft drink. He picks up an apple juice and starts sipping on that. You, Anya, what do you do?
Not much I can say, really. I'm much of an explorer than I am in any stuck profession. I like to see the world instead of just being stuck in one place.
He kind of like leans on the dining table and like exhales. He's like, oh, that sounds so much more interesting. All I do is go to these boring parties with these, and he kind of gets quieter for a second. Boring people. It is, well, boring. But I imagine being an adventurer doesn't pay very well, and I have a certain standard I'm used to living to. So, and he kind of stands again, and he says, well, Anya, I'm going to go and make an appearance on the 3rd floor, so you could come with me if you like, or I'll see you around later.
See you.
And he does like a little curtsy, and he finishes his apple juice, and he scurries up the staircase. You see, instead of taking the main, there's a staircase in the gallery. He goes like out of the dining room and to the right, where there is a kind of enclosed stairwell that leads to the next floor as well. Yeah. So, so Samara, did you say you wanted to try and get some information about what was behind locked doors or like closed doors?
Behind just everything on this floor, behind all the doors on the floor, behind everything.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so go for it.
So I wanted to. How do I do this? I'll turn to him at the end and I'll go. So your collection, does it end here, or is there any more behind the locked doors of the establishment?
He goes, oh no, this is everything. This is my gallery. And he kind of like brushes his jacket for a second, and he motions at this firearm that's kind of latched into his belt, this like handgun, and he says, I'm an artificer and a cleric of Gond. So I have a wider collection in at my residence in the Hall of Wonders, but not here. And he kind of motions to the door at the bottom of the staircase in the gallery. I think that's a library. I've been told that that's off limits. But the other 2 rooms, he motions at the set of double doors on to the left of the foyer and the single door to the right of the foyer. The one on the right is a lounge. I don't think there's anyone in there, but I think it's open access. And the one on the left is a parlor. Same story, I think. Samara?
I'm just trying to think which side is. Do you say a parlor?
Yeah, to the left of the foyer.
What is that?
Just like a living room, sitting room.
Okay, right.
Nice one, Jackson.
I'll turn to him and I'll go, thank you. I maybe go sit in the lounge for a second. And I'll head into the lounge and just kind of like inspect it out, see if anyone is in there or not.
Yeah, so you peek into the lounge. It's the room to the right of the hallway, the foyer. There's just kind of 2 nice leather single-seat sofas facing a semicircular window edifice that kind of protrudes from the house. It's not a particularly big room. Yeah, it's just a nice little cozy room. There's no one in there at the minute.
Right, I'll just kind of like maybe spend like 30 seconds in there, pretend I'm having a look around, head back into the main room, and then I want to do a perception check to see if I can try and find a way down into this basement.
Yeah, sure.
That is 16.
16. You see Anya talking with a young man in the dining room, and they kind of, you see, do like a courteous goodbye to each other, and the man starts walking off, and instead of going to the staircase in the gallery, he walks down the hallway to the left of the dining room. So you presume there's a stairwell there. You think there might be a staircase that goes down as well as up.
I'll go over there and have a look, and if there is, I'll try and... Go on, Alice.
I was going to try to catch you before you go down, but keep going.
I'll go down. If there is a way down, I'll try and go down without being seen to go down.
Well, there is a guard standing at the edge of the hallway, so he will see you going into the stairwell, but he can't see into the stairwell.
Okay, I'll just go into the stairwell and then go down.
Okay, so Eartha, were you not doing something?
I just wanted to try catch Samara as like a little thing I wanted to tell him.
So as he's walking across the gallery, you just catch his arm.
I basically was to say, if anyone asks who we are or where we're from, your surname is Serpent, and we're from Chicenta. We own a vineyard, and we're very wealthy.
Okay.
Just,
right.
Like twins, if people ask about us, we've got to have our story straight.
Okay. And it's like you'll see Samara kind of like stand still for a second, put his hand on his head, and then go back to normal.
Yep.
Like he's trying to really get the information.
Really internalize. Anya, you kind of see them coalescing. Do you guys want to regroup, or do you want to go off? Samara, do you want to go down by yourself, or do you want to take someone, or what do you want to do?
I'm just gonna go down on my own. If someone follows, I'm not gonna say no or anything. But
are we in the stairwell?
When you speak to him, you're in the middle of the gallery, but you can follow him into the stairwell if you like.
As he's going to the stairwell, and when we're in the stairwell, I'm assuming no one can see us, right?
Not in the stairwell, not at the minute.
Right,
no.
Well, when we get to the stairwell, I'm going to pass him the bag of holding if he's going down, and I'm going to go up and see what else I can find on different floors.
Okay. Cool. Anya, what would you like to do?
Do you want to come upstairs with me?
I'd probably, yes, I will. But beforehand, I want to get my... Oh, actually, I don't know. I'll just go straight upstairs with Eartha. So
you guys kind of all meet in the stairwell. One staircase kind of like zig of staircase. One goes down and you can see kind of cobbled walls leading into the cellar. One goes up, nice windowed walls leading up. So Samara, we'll look at you first. So you head down into the... so battle maps are going to get real complicated, so we might have to abandon battle maps. But you kind of go down into this kind of 10 by 20 foot cobbled room with an open doorway. And as you walk out, there's just kind of this empty, strangely shaped cellar. I'll just show you on the main camera for frame of reference. So you kind of come down these stairs and out into this. There's not really anything here, just barrels and crates. It just looks to be storage.
I will try and find the peak, because I presume it's not the whole floor. I presume it's only part of the floor, which I need to get through. I'll try and can I perception check, see, or investigate, see?
Make a perception check.
That is unnatural 20.
So there's this shape, this kind of shape here, this square. You would bet that this is the kind of area that's been plastered over, because you can't see another reason why there would be this strange
weird
architectural feature. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So what I'm going to do is, as my Find Familiar is in the pocket dimension, I'm able to basically summon them back in any space which is like unoccupied within 30 feet, but it doesn't specify I need to see the space. So I want to try and spawn my Find Familiar just like in the very middle of that gap.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm going to look through its eyes and see if it's in the room.
Okay. Do spiders have dark vision?
Yes, they do. I checked this earlier.
Then your tiny yellow spider is in this 15 by 15 foot square room. You can see the walls are kind of like this stark white marble, beautiful gold trimming, and it looks archaic. Like you've seen similar themes in all of the upper city, but this doesn't look anything like that. It looks almost ancient. Like it looks, I would say, untouched, but the center of the room, your spider is on top of this just mound of rubble, of marble and stone, that used to be some sort of staircase or pillar that's just collapsed in over time, and is just just complete rubble. But you can see shelves that line the walls, with, you see signet rings, folded pieces of cloth and paper, like decrees lining shelves. This looks to be what you are looking for.
Right. Now I can see through my spider's eye. I can technically see in the room. So can I Misty Step?
I will allow it, yeah.
So I'll Misty Step in and just everything in the bag of holding. Well, actually, first, before I do that, can I investigate for traps?
Yeah, sure. Make an investigation check.
That is unnatural 20.
Cool. So as you kind of like appear in a cloud of smoke and like steam, like this mist, you apparate onto this mound, and Abba, your spider, kind of crawls up your arm. You're stepping down to kind of get to the edges of the room so you can start packing stuff in, and you step on a piece of rubble that like moves, and you see there's just this bit of plate iron underneath this dark plate of iron underneath the rubble that moved. You can investigate further if you like. You can spend time dragging rubble away, or you can just get going if you like.
I'll for now everything I can get except the stuff under rubble just into the bag of holding.
Okay. Well, would you like to just start sweeping, or would you like to start with like signet rings, decrees, family trees? What are you going for?
I'm just gonna sweep everything, just absolutely everything which I think the woman would like. Obviously,
what
I'm
are you going for?
Like a rat.
What are you going for first, though?
So the options were signet rings, and what else? Sorry.
Ancient decrees, like laws that were passed in ancient Baldur's Gate, and family trees of the like ancient imprints of the family trees.
So I want to go for the laws, family trees, then the rings.
Cool. So you kind of start picking up folds of like parchment and paper, and as you're just like supermarket sweeping them into the bag of holding, you hear this just movement underneath the rubble, like just this shift of just this tectonic shift, like it almost knocks you off your feet, and you just hear this like low rumbling as you just start sweeping stuff. What are you doing?
I want to quickly get the Find Familiar into the pocket dimension, and then onto the other side of it. It's an action. Just
okay.
As long as an action, it just says.
Well,
and
in that case, initiative. So roll initiative.
Okay. I don't know how much of this I'm going to get, guys. That's 16.
How much?
I did tell you not to do the cellar first, but...
Do you have your gloves on you?
Yeah.
What's
but
your
I don't...
initiative?
16.
Depending on what it is, you could use your gloves.
Well, Ellis, I think it's mechanical, but I don't know if it's exactly magic.
So, are you using your action to bamf the spider into the?
I'll try dispel magic first. I'll do dispel magic first.
Are you just casting it on whatever's under the rubble?
Yeah, just like if there's a certain part of it I can see, which I think that part might be it, I'll go for that. But if not, just try and get it under the rubble.
You see kind of this now that like there's this movement. You start seeing like shafts of light beaming from underneath bits of cobble, and you kind of do the incantation and cast dispel magic. Nothing happens. So
can I use my bonus action to just try and sweep a couple more things? Just while I'm
yeah,
there.
so I'll let you use if you want like your bonus action and your movement to just
try and get as much as I can.
I'll say you can pretty quickly get the signet rings are finicky because like they kind of scatter out, but like the parchments you can just pretty easily sweep down. So you start sweeping. I'll say you get like most of the decrees and law passings into the bag of holding, and you're starting with the family trees on the next round. So from this pile of rubble, there's this movement again, and you see this giant iron fist shoot out from the rubble and kind of start just shifting rubble from above it. You think some kind of defense system is pinned down and is trying to free itself now that you've started tempering with the material, and it's just dragging rubble off itself. All you can really see is this dark iron fist. The way it looks, the arm of this thing itself is probably about like nearly as big as you, and it's just shifting the rubble off from itself. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm gonna ask first of all. I can't see back into the other room if I did want to miss the step. So I do have to spider back over the wall. Well, I do have to spider. Okay, right. Let me quickly get a see.
I'm very happy with the atmosphere we have created. keep going. No, I'm having fun.
Yeah, let's see. It worked. I wasn't wrong.
Plays out, and then we'll cut to the outside reaction.
Oh no, the house is gonna come down. Oh. Chaos is all I'm saying is chaos is an opportunity for you guys to do whatever. Right, I'll spend my action, dismiss the spider, movement and bonus action, just get as much as I can again.
Cool. Yeah. So say that again. Sorry. So you're using your action to put the spider into the pocket dimension, and you're using movement and bonus action to supermarket sweep. Cool.
Yeah. Just get more.
I'll say you get about 75% of the family. Actually, let's make it more fair. Make a I'm gonna put this down to adrenaline. So I'm gonna say make a survival check.
Oh no. That's 10.
10. You're kind of just like panicking, and you're starting to sweep. Like you keep looking back at this thing. This thing looks like Clank's dad. Like this thing looks like a real mean version of Clank. And like you're just trying to sweep stuff in, and some of it's just flying onto the rubble and onto the floor, and you're just panicking as you're pushing it all in. Its next turn, the other fist kind of bursts out of the rubble and kind of moves this giant marble pillar that was like pinning most of it down, and like chucks it against one of the walls, and it like snaps, like just this pillar snaps against the wall, and you can now see this thing. Make an Arcana check.
That is 26.
26. You remember being taught when you and your mentor would like go over creatures. This is one of the creatures that came up. This is an iron golem, kind they are made to protect places like this, vaults, temples. They just kind of get given a task to protect. Make an intelligence check. Just one more.
Intelligence or Arcana?
Intelligence.
I presume it's not a saving throw, it's just a normal one.
Just a normal, yeah.
Yeah, that's 13.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. So now this thing is like, it's still prone because it was knocked down by the collapsing of most of this room.
Nothing
but
on
it's
it.
freed itself. So you know it would need to take one more turn to like stand up and everything. Yeah. But like it's now, it's freed itself now. It's just prone.
Right. Okay.
But it's your turn.
Well, I'm going to summon the spider back on the other side of the wall.
Mm-hmm. So that's an action.
Yeah, and then we use movement, bonus action, just keep collecting, just keep getting more stuff.
Stupid. Okay, I'll make a survival check I'm going to give you advantage because I think you're 4 years old. I think you'd be terrified and your adrenaline would be really kicking in.
Oh, it's 12.
12. I'll say you finish the you just don't even worry about the stuff that you dropped on the floor. You're not even thinking about it. You just kind of brush some of the last few family tree parchments into the bag, and you just start like grabbing talonfuls of rings and just chucking them into the bag as quickly as you can. So this thing kind of, one of its giant metal gauntlets like shoots into the wall, and then the other kind of grabs the ceiling and it kind of pulls itself upright, and it's just like its head is like this room is probably about 15 foot tall. This thing's head is just like this metal scrape noise kind of meets your ears as like its head meets the ceiling, and it's like looking down at you, and you see like steam and gas coming out of vents on its face, and these piercingly bright yellow lights in its eyes just shooting straight forward at you as it like levels itself. But that's its turn. Actually, let me check that. Let me check that. Let me check that. Yeah, that. I'll say that's its turn for now. So this iron golem, easily twice the size of you, if not more, is just like staring down at you. I'll say you're pretty intelligent. You know what iron golems are, so you think this thing has been commanded. Probably the person that enchanted or commanded this thing is long dead. But its last command was to just protect the contents of this vault, and it's just following those orders. What would you like to do?
Right. I want to use my bonus action, but preferably not movement, to try and get more stuff. Actually, wait, no, before I say this. Does looking through my Find Familiar's eyes count as anything?
I'll tell you what, you do some research into that, and we'll cut over to Itha and Anya. So you guys, you're heading up to the... Are you guys going straight up to the third floor, or are you going out onto the second floor?
I'm going to go to the second.
Second. What about you, Anya? Hello?
I don't... think...
Are you following Itha, or do you want to go up more?
I'll go to the top floor. I'll go to the third floor. Why not?
Okay. Itha will follow you first then. Itha, you come out on the first floor, the first elevated floor. I'm just going to kind of abandon the battle maps because it's going to become way too complicated. So, yeah, you're kind of... there's no like large central gallery room like on the previous floor. You kind of you come up these stairs, and there's stairs that go up to the third floor, which Anya walks up, and you kind of come out to here. There's some doors on either side. Could you make a perception check?
I can make a perception check. Yes. 39.
39. 39. Okay. You hear from... let me double check. Yeah, so as you kind of come out of the door of the stairwell, there's a room to your left, like a door to your left, and 10 feet ahead, like a door directly in front of you, and then a right turn, which is like the hallway of the second floor that goes down to some of the other rooms. But directly, this door that's 10 feet in front of you, from inside, you hear like a loud thud, which you recognize. It's almost that exact same sound you heard in the elf song. It was a body, like a human being hitting the ground, and you hear like a...
I would like to open the door.
How so?
Like, just kind of open the door. Like, I'm going to hold the papers in my hand, like, the holy papers I've got folded up in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Going to hold them as if I was reading them, just not paying attention that I heard the noise. I kind of look a bit startled when I open the door.
But are you stealth or...
Oh, no, I'm just going to play this off.
Okay. So you just open the door and kind of like peer in, like kind of startled, slightly worried. You see this kind of lanky, tall man, nice hair, not wearing any clothes, a kind of weak jawline, kind of a little bit of a handlebar mustache, and he's kind of like half tangled in sheets. And there's also this pale girl, looks a bit younger than him. He looks about 20, like late 20s. She looks about early 20s. She's kind of got this short brown bob. She looks very pale, and they were like definitely having sex. And and like she fell on the floor, and kind of the bed sheets kind of tumbled, and they're both kind of looking at you as you walk in. And the guy is like trying to wrestle himself free of the sheets, and he's like, "You there? You, come here, come in."
I'm gonna like start to kind of go in and slowly close the door, but like kind of like avert my eyes in a way.
He's like, he starts talking to you, and then he like looks down and he grabs a throw pillow and he covers himself with it, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he kind of looks.
I'm gonna be facing like the opposite wall, like not looking at him. Just looking at the other direction. I was looking for the bathroom. I got lost. I heard a thud, so I thought someone fell over and hurt themselves. I came to check, and
you can see he's like panicking, like he's been caught doing something, and he's like, "Oh my god, what happened?" And you can see the girl is kind of like covered herself completely in the bedsheet. You can only just see like a face, and her like she's got like doe deer eyes just staring right at you, and he's like, one hand he's like kind of scratching his chin and covering his mouth, the other he's holding a throw pillow over his manhood, and he's like, okay, how much do you want?
What do you mean?
How much do you want? You cannot tell anyone.
About what? Is this not a normal thing? You know, people have sex. This is a normal thing, right? Right.
He kind of like...
Before we continue, Jax, I know you're looking at me funny. I'm playing this off. Watch this. Watch me get the names of these people without actually asking them.
Okay. So, he kind of looks back at the woman, and he goes like, "Yes, this is completely normal."
No.
This is completely normal.
You act a bit weird now. Now I'm curious, buddy. Now I'm curious. I'm still going to be like facing the wall.
You can see he's like, you know that feeling right before a panic attack? Like when you've had a panic attack before and you know how you felt right before you had that panic attack, and he's kind of not having a panic attack. He's conscious that he's about to, and he's like, I will fill your pockets with gold if you just walk away and never tell anyone what you saw. Do you understand me, boy?
Well, I mean, I don't really understand the situation. If you explain it a bit better, I might understand what I'm trying to hide.
The woman goes like, "Well," and he's like, "Shush, we are just as you said. We were just doing a normal thing, and
to
you."
Be honest, I've walked on this kind of thing before, and I didn't get this reaction, so I feel like it's a bit of a,
We are... and he kind of like, as he moves one of his hands, he forgets about the pillow, and he like covers himself again. We were just... I am a foreign businessman, and this is my lover.
Inside check.
She is married. Okay, yeah, make an insight check.
Gods are
Oh,
looking
this
good
is
for me
funny.
today. That is a natural 20.
Yeah, this guy is fucking panicking. He is lying very hard.
So
I am a foreign businessman. I am from...
What's your foreign business in?
Oh... Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite the foreign
Postcards.
business. I'm quite the foreign businessman myself. You know, I mean, I'm from
I do
Jacinta.
postcards.
Postcards.
Just where
What are postcards?
the cards that you post.
Out of the game.
It's very lucrative.
Out of the game. Is that a thing in D&D yet, or is that a?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's magic. It's not medieval.
Just checking. Oh, what's on your postcards?
Oh, places,
Places,
people.
So what? When you say foreign, where you from?
Neverwinter.
How foreign? Right, come on, buddy. Don't bullshit me here. I can.
Oh God. He kind of puts one hand on the end of the bed, and he's like hyperventilating. He's like, "Oh God, oh God."
Look, if you take it nice and easy, I'm gonna turn around, like kind of calm him down a bit. You know, pat him on the shoulder, try and like get him to sit down on the bed. It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
Oh, this is the worst day of my life.
So far. Worst day
What
of
does
your life.
that mean?
I don't know. I mean, you got to.
Is that a threat?
No. You got to think of it positively. Yes, this might be a worst day you have so far, but there could be worse. There could be a lot better. Well, if it's your worst day so far, it's definitely going to be better.
You seem reasonable.
I'm a man of God. Don't worry. A God, anyway.
Never mind.
I also do business in wine.
Good backstory.
Thank you.
If Could you not just take the money and go? What problem have you with money? Money is great. Money is so good.
But I need money. I've got lots of money already. That's my problem, you see.
What can I give to you so that you walk out of this room and never tell anyone who you saw or what you saw?
I'm gonna like stand up, kind of walk to the window, put my hands behind my back, look very, very stoic.
This is very good.
Just turn around and go, information.
Kind of information.
Just any dirt you have on anyone, and I will forget everything I saw here. You can guarantee it. You have my word.
That silly half-elf downstairs has proposed to my friend Nicene like 4 times. He's very embarrassed. Okay. What do you mean information? I don't understand.
Just, what people are like, so I know who to get in with, people who do a bit of bad dealings. I'm a bit of a bad boy on the side,
Alice.
So I just want
Alice.
Mm-hmm. You're breaking my character.
You've got them in your pocket. You could just say blackmail.
No, I've got to play it off better.
At this point,
No, you don't.
short brown bob, pale skin. She's kind of covered herself completely. It's almost like she's wearing like a toga made of like bed sheets, and she like sits next to the guy, and she's like, she looks at him for a second, and she's like, there's a rumor that Maya Bormul is helping our friend. There is a rumor that Maya Bormul is assisting Dolandra Aelmain in an attempt to seize her family's estate.
Sorry, who was that? Maya Bonwool and who?
Maya Bormul. Mayabomul. So I'll just say it out of character.
Mm-hmm.
There's a rumor that Maya Bormul is helping Dolandra Eomain seize her family's estate. You take Dolandra is probably one of the other siblings that have been mentioned.
Jackson, just so you know, buddy, my plan wasn't to get dirt on these two. It was to get dirt on everyone else.
Is that enough?
Yeah, that's pretty much enough. Just so I'm clear. What's your two names so I can never bring them up in conversation?
They look at each other and she was already pale, but they are both bleach white. They're like, that wasn't the deal.
I know, but I've got to make sure I don't accidentally mention your name.
If you don't know our names, then you can't bring them up.
Can I do an investigation of the room and on them to see if I can figure out who they are?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, better roll good here. So, I got a 17, but then I got a +3 and a +5 on top of that, so 25.
I'll do you one better. You actually, now that you've been because when you came in, it was quite dark. There was no lights on or anything. But now that your eyes have adjusted to the dark, you think you actually recognize these people. They were both in the portrait in the foyer.
Oh, no.
Which you had assumed was Papa Eomain, Mama Eomain, and the 4 well-behaved children.
Oh,
how am I going to play this one out? Let me think.
I'm really glad you didn't miss this. This is the one thing I was also hoping Jackson was going to get crushed by a 10-foot tall behemoth, but this is also my second favorite.
Don't forget that you've got this against him, so he seems really worried.
So you should bully him.
Yeah.
That's roleplay, baby.
No. Let me get this right. I know your brother and sister. I'm just trying to figure out which ones you are.
You see, Trentella, the boy, straight up just passes out. He's just he just fades, and Rosora, is like, oh dear. I
just kind of want to crouch down a bit and just go. No, but seriously, I'm not going to tell anyone. Don't worry. I'm just going to get up and walk out.
Why did you sniff?
Kind of she just watches you the whole way out. She is just she doesn't blink. She's like, okay, cool.
Okay. Oh, and then I'm going to close the door and then open it and go, oh yeah, though, mention this about me to anyone. Your secret's just going to, might just accidentally slip out, and then just kind of wink.
She kind of reaches. She kind of reaches out. She's like, she kind of before you close the door, she kind of stretches her hand out. She's like, oh, who are you?
Friendly wine merchant, and just close the door.
You hear an audible as you close the door, a fearful giddy. Yes, Jess.
So did I know that I'm not supposed to know this as my character, but I'm just keeping note of it just in case.
Yeah. No.
Did the man say? I'm guessing it's Trentella. Did you say that the man was?
Yes, the man was Trentella, and the lady was Rosora. Russora.
And did he say that she's married?
He did, but you think Eartha probably gathered that was just a desperate lie to try and try and find another excuse for why it was wrong.
Okay. That's all.
So Eartha will continue. Actually, we'll cut to you, Anya. So Anya, you are on the third floor. Pretty much the same. You come up these stairs. There's no further stairs to go up. There's just kind of this balcony. As you come out, there are the stairs in the main hallway that go down. There is like a little bit of a hallway with some rooms on either side up here, and the same going down. But you see down here at the bottom, there is this like large open space with sofas, and there are lots of people in there. This appears to be like the family room. This is where the bulk of the party is, in like this large accommodating space.
Could I, you know how you said there was the hallway with all the doors?
Yeah.
Would I be able to inspect down there?
Yeah, go for it. So you kind of like maybe try a few door handles, and none of them are locked. You see two have some personal effects in them, and one of them appears to just be like an empty guest bedroom. Would you like to investigate any of them further, or were you just looking?
I was just looking.
Yeah, no worries. There's no one in them, but you take it. These were the two rooms that like have signs of life in them are probably either, they don't look to be that they're not very big rooms. They're kind of like smaller bedrooms, so they're probably some of the children's rooms, not like the mother and father's bedroom. Would you like to do anything else on the third floor?
Balcony.
So there's just kind of like, it's more of just like where another staircase would be, but it's more like just like a bit of wood with like a banister around it, really.
I'll make my way to the room where all...
Yeah, the big family room.
The big family room where all the people are.
Yeah, so there's this large, open, like big room, biggest room in the house by far, and it's kind of got like the three walls that don't have like the hallway on it. Like there's just windows that have like a really nice look over the upper city, kind of like the lights of the other houses at night. It's a very nice view. There's kind of sofas that have just been pushed into random places. A lot of noble-looking people standing around. And the one person that catches you, there are a few people that catch your eye. There is a woman wearing like a kind of a similar jumpsuit to yours, but it's like blood red. And she is standing. She's got like dark hair tied up into a very complicated a spiral and ponytail, and she's kind of standing on a sofa, and she is just viciously mocking this like guy who is like butt naked on the floor, like almost crying, and she's just like, she just pours like a bottle of something onto him, and he's just like, no, and he's like panicking on the floor and like trying to hide behind a bit of a sofa. And you can see some of the other nobles are laughing, but you can kind of see, like, surprisingly enough, like not a lot of these people are actually into this like mockery as you might like think nobles might be. Like people are not into this, or they're tired of it. You can't really tell which. But as you walk into this room, there's this like leaning against kind of the walkway as you come in. There is a younger woman, probably about a similar age to you, probably about 20, 21. She's wearing like this golden yellow slim dress. She has kind of like long black hair and kind of like a black fringe as well. She doesn't look kind of like ethnically from Baldur's Gate. She looks like she's from somewhere a bit more exotic. Like for our frame of reference, she almost looks kind of like Arabic or like Egyptian almost. She looks like kind of Eastern-y, or like Middle Eastern-y. And she has like very nice purple eye makeup. And as you kind of enter, she kind of like, she just watches you for a moment and she says, "What's your name?"
Anya. And yours?
Maya. I don't recognize you.
I'm not from around here.
Where are you from?
I'm from a place called Waterdeep.
Well, my family does live here, but we are not originally from here. We are from Ammon. But it is very good to meet you, Anya.
Do you want my surname?
You feel like she's like trying, but you don't have to respond.
Just Anya.
Just Anya. Well, and she kind of like stands up from the wall and takes a sip of her drink, and she looks around and she says, "Welcome to the animal house." And she kind of like specifically lingers on who you assume to be Nicene based on reputation, mocking some of the lower city, not peasantry, but working class. And she kind of lingers on her with a disdain and like, ugh, I am going to find my friend. I wouldn't stay here long unless you like the debauchery. And she kind of walks past you, and you see her consulting with a woman in the corner. Make an intelligence check.
Right there. 23.
23. So Maya goes over to the corner and starts talking to this other young woman. She looks younger than you, maybe about 19, 18. She looks quite similar to Nicene. So you think this might be the youngest of the Aomain siblings, Dolandra, that she's went over to talk to. Yeah, so there's quite a lot of people in this room, maybe like 20 to 30 in this one room alone. It's quite loud, quite a lot of like shouting and talking. Nicene is the main focus of the room, as she's just like torturing some of these like slobs that are like on the floor, like these poor saps that she's just like completely mocking and debasing. Is there anything you'd like to do here, or?
I'll probably just stay where I am in the room.
Mm-hmm. Actually, could you make a perception check?
Mm-hmm. 18.
18. You notice something that's a little bit unusual. Obviously, a lot of these nobles are wearing jewelry, and it all looks very gauche and expensive. But Nicene is wearing around like on a necklace. She has this small like black iron key, like a key to a door that's just hanging on a necklace, and you can see she keeps like holding it, she's pointing at this guy on the floor. She's like kicking him, spilling stuff on him, and she's like holding it, and then every once in a while she lets it go, and that's when you glimpse it. But she's like really holding it, like it's like a focus or something. Yeah, that's all you notice. We'll cut back to you then, Eartha. So are you looking for the study?
Yeah.
You see at the opposing end of this hallway are two doors, and there is a guard standing in the like dead center, like between these two doors. Because he's stationed there, you assume one of these doors is probably the study.
Right. I have the sleep necklace on me, don't I?
Yes. There are a few other people in this hallway. There appears to be like a bathroom on this floor, because there is a line of about 2 people waiting to go in. So presumably there's another person within the bathroom as well. So there's at least, that you can presume, 3 guests, and you can see 1 guard out in this hallway.
I'm going to go pretend to use the bathroom.
Okay. So you're
well,
just getting in
pretend,
line.
I'm generally going to go use the bathroom.
You're just getting in line.
Yeah. Just so I can like observe a bit better.
Okay.
Also,
so you kind of like... yeah. Okay, so you're waiting in line for the bathroom. Are you like inspecting, or are you just waiting to see if anything else happens?
I will inspect to see like what's going on, like if the guard ever like seems a bit distracted or anything. See what the other guests are doing, see what they're talking about,
You notice this guy seems pretty forthright, and he doesn't look like he'd leave his post, except for the fact that suddenly the house shakes, everything kind of jitters. Some pots kind of slide off counters and smash on the ground, and like everyone in the line at the bathroom starts like looking at each other, and like the guard kind of like he's like, everybody stay here, and he marches off. What would you like to do?
I've got two options in my head here.
Because you also know your bird friend's probably being pulverized downstairs.
Yeah, I have two options in my head. I have make everyone panic and let me just go in the room whilst everyone's panicking, or just go in the room anyway. So
the guard is walking away. Like the guard is like heading downstairs because there's a staircase like right next to you, not like in the stairwell. Just like the.
I don't want the people next to me to like stitch on me, So I kind of want them gone.
Go for it. Say what you want to say, or run to your friends. Whoever
I'm gonna poke on the guy in front and go, "Do you reckon there's a bomb? Do you reckon the bomb's just gone off? But what do you think that was? What do you think a spell's gone wrong downstairs? Do you reckon it's an attack? What do you think's going on?"
Make a deception check.
To be fair, bomb is that deception?
Persuasion, fine.
But do I get advantage because of everything that's going on?
I'll give you advantage. Fine, yes.
Thanks for the advantage. That's 21.
21. One of the guys starts going like, "You don't think I'm a bomb?" And then one of the women goes like, "Nicene has made a reputation for herself. What if one of those peasants came back with an army?" And they all start like flocking and like geese, and they just start running downstairs.
I would then like to go try the door that the guard was guarding.
Left or right?
Is there a keyhole?
They both have keyholes. Yeah.
I'd like to have a look through the keyhole on both of them.
The one on the left, make a perception check.
32.
32. You can see quite a large bed and some wardrobery. So that looks to be like the patriarch's bedroom. The one on the right, you can kind of glimpse a desk in the center of the room. So you think the door to the right is probably the study.
Is there anyone in there?
Not that you can see, no.
I like to slowly open the door then.
Locked.
I'm going to have a quick glance around. Is anyone around me?
No, everyone has run. There are people like running downstairs to go from the third floor. Anya, at this point as well, you felt this shaking and people have started like running downstairs. What would you like to do?
Is this Anya or me?
Anya.
Is Nancine still in the room where I am?
Yeah, she's kind of looking around confused. She's kind of drunk, so people are starting to like run away, and she's like, "Where do you think you're going? Party isn't over." She's like calling to people, but some people are staying and like looking confused, and others are running downstairs.
Like, I really need that key.
Actually, make another perception check.
Okay. 18 again.
18.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe this key to you, but it doesn't look like it would actually work on a door. It looks almost, like an older key with like a jagged, just one like jagged tooth. Imagine like a signpost with signs going in different directions. It almost has teeth like that go off in different directions. It doesn't look like it would fit any kind of normal lock.
I feel like it still has some important meaning though, because otherwise why
it
would
definitely
she be...
looks strange, and she is kind of fixated on it. Like she does keep clutching at it, but
I keep thinking if there's a way I can get it, and that's something I've got on her. But I don't know, guys. I need your help.
Combat game.
Yeah, I think I know what happens here, but I can't speak.
I'll say it's not related to the Iron Golem at all.
No, then I don't have a clue.
They don't know it's down there. That place hasn't been touched in hundreds of years.
I thought it could just be passed down still, just without knowledge.
Right, you know how the door's locked, the office door's locked?
You don't know that, technically.
I've got a problem. I'm solving that problem, don't worry, I figured it out.
Okay.
Would you like to try and go and find Eartha? You know he's on the second floor, or would you like to stay up on the third floor, or run downstairs and see where Samurai is?
Go down to the second floor where Eartha is.
So there's a staircase right in the middle of the hallway. You run down there, pushing through some other people, and you see Eartha kind of like looking back. He's standing in front of a door. At this point, Eartha, what are you doing? What's your plan?
Barn kicking the door.
Yeah, cool. You take a few.
By the lock, just so that I'm hitting its weakest point.
Make a strength check. With advantage.
That is 19.
19. So Anya, you're like running down the stairs, and you see Eartha take 2 steps back from this door, and he just kicks it right beside the lock, and it slams open and hits the wall on the other side. This room's open now. You two are together. You see, this is the study. You can see like this nice mahogany desk in the center of the room. Nice carpeted room, big windows, nice lighting, bookshelves filled with stuff. Like a really nice study.
Right. Where do you want to start? What I'll do is I'm gonna close the door behind us, and then just kind of like lean against the door.
Okay, yeah. So you both hurry in, and then you kind of like put your pressure on it, so someone couldn't open it from the other side. Cool.
Yeah. Check by the desk. I'm assuming it'll be either on the desk or in one of the drawers. Hopefully, anyway.
Do you do that, Anya?
Do that. I was trying to think how I can make my way around the office, but I'll do that.
You start ripping open the drawers of the desk, and you see on the top drawer on the left hand side, this kind of parchment sheath of papers, and you start like scanning them, and you see like lots of numbers and like lots of earnings. And you see the word perfumery mentioned a few times at a quick glance. You think this is what you are looking for. This specific. You can continue to like loot bookshelves and desks if you want, or you can just take this and start going. It's up to you.
I'll take that, and then I'll also keep looking just in case there's any other things.
So we'll get back to some fun. Samurai. We'll see what's next, bud. What do you want to do?
Well, you said he kind of crushed his hand up and to the side to pick himself up, didn't he?
Yeah.
So presumably,
it didn't go through the wall.
It's not even crack, like because his hands
it cracked, but he wasn't trying to push through it. He just used it to pick himself up.
Yeah, but with that pressure, could there be a crack which I can see through?
No. There's like 2 feet of earth. Like the wall is cracked, but it's not like glass. Like it's a wall.
Okay. When he was standing up and I was sweeping, you said that like I could see like a light underneath me. Was that just like him, or is there actually something lower?
There is his eyes, and there's just some like heat, like this orange yellow hot heat in between some of the giant. Actually, I've got the well for size. I'll give you guys a size comparison. His eyes are like this piercing yellow, and there's just some like fiery light in like from slats in like in the vents on his face and in between like sheets of metal that make up his body. It doesn't look like he's gonna expel any of that fire or anything. It just looks like the heat of like the mechanisms working.
Do I know if I gave him the bag of holding, or at least the contents within it he wants, would he not hit me?
You don't know what the specified. So basically, he's just acting on his last given order. You don't know if that order would have granted like, oh, if the thieves give it back, it's fine. You don't know what the the wording was.
Okay. I'm going to reach into the bag and get the invisibility dust.
Okay.
I'm going to use the dust.
Okay.
I am then going to hide between his legs, because I don't think he'll swing there when he starts randomly flailing. And does using the dust take up my action?
Yeah.
Okay, and it's just straight invisibility, isn't it? So it lasts a minute.
No. You and everything else within 10 feet becomes invisible.
Oh.
Why'd you use my dust,
So-
buddy? I spent money on that.
Ellis, what do you want? You're not getting it back if I die, so... I'll just go to a corner of the room. A one he wasn't facing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna curl down in a ball and wait for my next turn.
Okay. So you kind of reach into the bag of holding using your bonus action, and you unleash a handful of the dust of disappearing, and it kind of falls on everything in the room. Now you, the Iron Golem, and all of the rubble and debris in this room are invisible. So the room looks devoid of anything, but there's inclines onto rubble that you can't see. There's a giant golem flailing around that you can't see. And you just kind of curl. Are you curling up in the corner, did you say?
Yeah, just in a corner, a one he wasn't facing.
Okay. There's just kind of a crushing against a wall, and and then just a few seconds of silence. Against another wall.
Were they did he how close were they? Were they still facing that direction, or were they now facing where I moved to?
Both on opposite walls.
Okay. Is it my turn again?
You don't see the golem, you just see hear a loud noise and cracks suddenly appear on the wall. Yes, it's your turn.
I'm gonna use my action to look through my familiar's eyes. And I'm gonna wait for my next turn.
I don't think you've summoned it on the other side yet.
You did.
Have I not?
You did, because...
I think I did.
You did,
Okay.
because he was like, oh wait, I can't use this now and I'm probably gonna die.
Ah, yeah, let's see.
And then
Okay.
as the golem got up, you swapped it.
Okay, so yeah, you look through your familiar's eyes. You see the cellar outside, just a bunch of guards looking around, where the fuck is that coming from? It's coming from the other end of the wall.
Can I... So, Misty Step has to be within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Is there a way I can move the spider so I don't know if the guards are all looking at the same wall or looking in multiple directions, but if they're looking at the same wall, can I try and move the spider so he's still within 30 feet? Or move his view so I can see at least within 30 feet, but somehow get behind the guards when I do teleport?
What's the movement of a spider?
Well, the spider just has to see it, really. I'm not teleporting off the spider's range. I just have to be able to know from where I am. Can I get there?
So you want to be able to see into the stairwell.
I want the spider to take a guess at the 30 feet line, so I can teleport as far as I can. I want to teleport exactly 30 feet, just out. And hopefully it's behind the guards. If it's not, I'm still doing it.
Would the invisible dust not still be active when you eventually teleport out?
I believe it should be.
Yeah, it would be, yeah. I'd still
let me double check that.
I'd still have 8 more turns of it, because it's a minute. I'll search for the invisibility stop.
But it's not this.
It's not invisibility.
It's not the actual invisibility. It's magic dust.
Which obviously, if it was a spell, it would require concentration. But let me just double check.
I am stressed, but if this works, I am a madman.
There is enough of it for one use. When you use an action to throw the dust into the air, you and each creature and object within 10 feet of you become invisible for 2d4 minutes. So roll 2d4 minutes as well. The duration is the same for all subjects, and the dust is consumed when its magic takes effect. If a creature is affected by the dust or attacked... If a creature is affected by the dust, attacks, or casts a spell, the invisibility ends for that creature.
Well, I didn't cast a spell. I just looked through its eyes, so am I technically
Misty Step would be a spell.
Okay, yeah, but I can see the golem now, though.
Come again?
I can see the golem because he attacked.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah,
Okay.
he would have, as soon as that first strike hit a wall, the effect ended on it.
Right, that's fine. I'll just... Guys, I have to get out. No matter what, I have to get out. I'll just say to the guards, look, there's a guy back there.
You're here, Jackson.
Yeah.
You're here. Your spider could probably get, like, the best view would be, like, probably up into the stairwell.
Yeah.
I'd say would be within range. So if you would like to, you can try and bamf out into the stairwell.
Yes, but obviously I have to let the golem attack again before I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll cut over to Earth and Anya. You see, like, people are panicking on the ground floor, and like, oh no, sorry, you're still checking the study, right? So, are you guys looting the study, or what's happening?
Well, I'm just waiting for Anya to, like, finish. I'm just holding the door.
So, Anya, what are you looking to see if you can find anything else?
Could you describe the study again for me? Like, what else is in it? So you had the desk. And...
There's a lot of windows. One of the walls is just like a solid bookshelf, just completely covered in books. Center of the room, there's like this nice fine wood desk with a few drawers and a nice lounge chair in the seat, and two chairs on the opposite end of it.
So that table in the middle, that's the desk.
Yeah, it's not like a table; it's a desk.
Okay. And you said that I had checked the left-hand side of the desk, and that's where I found the parchment papers.
So if you want, you can just start ripping open drawers and see what else. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just start. Yeah. So, I'll say you find because it's quite an affluent house. I'll roll a percentile and a 0 to 10, 1 to 10, and whatever number you get between 0 and 100 is how much gold you find in the study in general. Okay, you start tearing open drawers and just pocketing it, whatever you find, and you start like scraping stuff off surfaces. You find about 75 gold pieces worth. You find 75 gold pieces in like various drawers, sitting on the bookshelves, out on maybe there's like a pouch sitting on the actual desk itself from some transaction. You get 75 gold pieces of profit. What are you guys doing now? Are you guys doing anything else in this room, or are you heading down?
I feel as though we should probably go check on our friend. Just to make sure he's still alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Samara, what's happening here? Are you?
I'm waiting for you to throw the punches.
Yes. Okay. Just know I didn't want to do this, even though I created all of this. Okay. Right. So it has a multi-attack. Makes 2 melee attacks. So, sorry, it wouldn't actually be using its fist. It would be using a giant metal sword. Just
right.
For cover.
Also, the time on dust would be 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Cool. Thank you very much. Okay. First attack, you're invisible, so it's got disadvantage.
I have more than just one disadvantage.
You can't have more than one. Okay. It is. So you aren't wearing armor.
I mean, I never am.
So yeah. But it's still because it did roll a 2, which does come out as 15.
Oh my god!
Shield. This is a
I
conundrum,
can't.
isn't it?
I can't do it.
Why can't you?
I can't do it.
Why?
No, because I have to look through my guy's thing until the start of my next turn. I'm stuck looking through the spider's eyes. I can't. That's it. Because I just have to hope it doesn't deal 20 damage, but it does. It does 40 damage most likely.
Yeah, I mean it's not pretty. Okay, I'll roll the next attack first, just to see if
What's
you're
the luck of it hitting me? Like, what was the luck of it hitting me?
Jackson, it rolled a 2.
Yeah, I know. But I'm invisible, so I thought it'd be
let me check. I'm pretty sure invisibility just gives them disadvantage to hit. But let me double check that. Because now that I'm thinking about that, that doesn't feel very fair.
I feel like if I'm invisible and he doesn't know where I am in the room, he should first of all have to roll to see if he's anywhere close.
The target is wearing. Okay, the invisibility spell doesn't actually tell me. Attacking an invisible target.
So it could just be the two of us, Jess.
When a creature can't see you, you have advantage on attack rolls against it. If you are hidden, both unseen and unheard, when you make an attack, you give away your location when the attack misses. If you can't... Oh, what the fuck? Why can't it just say yes or no? When a creature can't see you, you have advantage on attack rolls against it. If you... That's not... What? Okay, can someone try and look this up as well? Because I can't...
I'll give it a try. You have disadvantage on the attack roll. This is whether you're guessing the target's location or you're targeting a creature you can hear but not see. If the target isn't in the location you targeted, you automatically miss. Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it like
disadvantage.
this. I'm gonna do it like this instead. Okay, which corner of the room are you hiding in? Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right.
The one. Oh, can I see the map? Because I can point it out. Just once I see the map, I'll be able to say. Bottom right. So like closest to the stairs down, but like that way. No,
okay.
Other side.
Well, this is closest to the stairs.
Yeah, but like I said, like closest down, but then that side.
Okay.
Yeah, that one there.
So I'm gonna roll a d4. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. So if it gets 4, it hits you. Okay.
Right. I'm fine with that. That seems fair.
It's a 3. Okay. So the corner opposite, the sword slams into the wall, and it kind of just scans the room again. It has multi-attack.
Yeah, I know. I got one more. Go.
Okay, that's 2. Okay, the other side, the opposite corner. You see like this vent of steam kind of starts filtering out. But you notice this isn't just steam, it's almost like green. It looks like poisonous. Okay, your turn.
Right, Misty Step, just as close to the stairs as I can get, and then just run.
You bamf onto the staircase. Make a stealth check. With advantage.
That, I believe, is 17.
17. You kind of like land on the staircase and almost fall back on a step and then like level yourself and you look back and none of the guards are looking at you, presumably because they're like looking at the wall like, what is that noise? And out of nowhere, just this blade shoves through the wall and one of the guards is just completely impaled on this giant blade. He's just like, and the blade just like slugs back in, and the guy just falls to the floor, and he's like, and the others start panicking, and just in that like slit, one of them is like, what the fuck? And just the wall just comes crashing through. You can start running. Yeah, you can. You start. I'll say you kind of bump into each other on the stairs.
Yeah, I was gonna run up the stairs and run. I'm just gonna start sprinting. That's all. I'm not using anything else.
I'm not even gonna question. I'm just gonna start running with them.
Yeah, me too.
Like there was,
I don't want to be left
terror
behind.
in my eyes.
You all start running. You burst out on the street. You see people, like, you're running past people, and they're like, what on earth is happening? What on bloody hell?
I just want to run and start shouting bomb.
You see, like, as you're, like, leaving the front door, like, you're running through the foyer, you're just sprinting. If you take one glance at the portrait and kind of, like, and keep running. And you see, kind of, like, out of nowhere, like in the foyer, just presumably like looking on, and then as you start running past them is Abbott, the half elf, and he's like, "What's happening? What the fuck is going on?"
Can I? Ooh.
You're like running towards him at this point, and he's like, "What's happening? What's going on?"
Don't go that way.
And he's just gonna, if you guys keep running, he's just gonna start running as well because he's quite scared.
If I'm at the front of the pack, I'm going straight to Gond Gate.
Gond Gate, okay. You see outside, you can still hear the like tremoring underneath the ground. The house isn't like shifting in or anything. Like the cellar wall wasn't like load bearing, but like the city is feeling this. Like this has not gone incognito. This is being heard. Like people are coming out onto the streets. The watch are like starting to accumulate.
If
I want to start walking. If we're outside, I want to start like walking a bit slower and trying to blend into the crowd.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there any roll check I can make to see if I know? Like, imagine the golem was told protect the items itself. Imagine, like, if I presumed that was the thing. Is there any check I can make to see if it would be able to literally just know where they are? Because obviously, if it did, then it would just
make an Arcana check.
That is 23.
That kind of effect wouldn't be inherent to the golem protector-protectee relationship. There might be some kind of like extra enchantment that could be made, but that's not like you know, like a golem wouldn't inherently know where its charge is. Like it can't,
right.
it wouldn't be able to track you just based on that. But like there might be some sort of other magical effect that could be linked together with that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going.
I'm just gonna walk and not run. I'm gonna slow my pace
down.
You
splitting up?
I'm just gonna I'll stick to like the crowd's pace, but like I'm going straight to the Elf Song Tavern. I'm not stopping.
Okay. After we'll say Samurai, you said you are leading them towards Gond Gate. As you kind of approach Gond Gate, it's newer than Baldur's Gate, the gate, not the city. It looks like a bit more well built, a bit more modern. Some of the guards are kind of like chattering around there. And as you're kind of approaching, they're like, "Excuse me, where are you? Do you have the identification to pass through this gate?"
Can I pull out my symbol to show that I can get through?
Yeah, you need more than a watch token to pass through a patriarch gate, mate.
No, can I just sorry, like still in the accent.
Wait. And he kind of gets your attention. He's like, "What's happening? We're not allowed to leave our post, but we don't know what's happening."
I golem, a huge golem.
A golem? From where?
Yeah. I was at the Airmain house at the party, and it just.
You can see they both start panicking, and the other one's like, oh, "My niece lives in Matterborn. I don't want it." And they both start panicking, and the first one looks at the three of you, and they're like, "Quickly get through the gate, all right? Run!"
Yeah, I'm sprinting.
And they let you through quickly, and then one of them you see them chat for a second, and one of them starts running towards Mannerborn, Central Mannerborn. You're making your way through the lower city when you realize Abbott, the half elf, is still with you, and he's like, "What is going on? What the fuck is happening? Crazy!"
I didn't know you were still here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop my disguise at this point.
I'm
He
gonna
doesn't
take
even clock a change.
take the bag back off of Jackson and get my shield out and put it on my back.
Yeah, I'll grab my stuff out. We'll quickly get equipped.
Oh no, not my arm. My arm is back at the elf song. I'm just putting my shield on my back, so at least I got a bit more AC.
Yeah, I'd like my book so I can,
Oh
be more.
God! You give Anya her violin and stuff as well, and he's just kind of like, "Oh my God, where are we? Where are we going, by the way?"
I don't know. Where are you going?
I'm following you because I'm scared.
We have a place
He's like, yeah. As you're kind of getting your weapons out, he takes out his weapon, this like handgun. It looks infused with runes. This brass machine that he's kind of just holding it in one of his hands, kind of covering the other hand with it. He's like, "You said you had board somewhere."
There's just kind of like fixed on the gun. Being that war is like everything that's like main focus at the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, we are at the Elf Song Tavern.
Elf Song. Okay, I'm gonna. If it's all the same with you, I'm not gonna spend tonight in the upper city.
I would say that's a good idea. Did you see what it was?
No, did you? I just felt the shaking, and then I saw you guys running, and I thought you probably knew better.
Well, I came down them side stairs, and I saw a golem.
Golem?
Yeah. A golem. It's
what kind?
A sword. I seemed like hot, but
was it made
green?
Was it made of flesh, stone, iron?
I think iron. It seemed poisonous.
Oh, bastard! They're the worst ones. Oh God. He's kind of like clutching the gun now, and he's kind of like stroking the barrel a bit, and he's like, "The Elf Song Tavern sounds lovely." And he kind of like hides it underneath his jacket. Okay. And he just keeps walking along with you guys. You show up at the Elf Song Tavern. It doesn't look like the lower city because, it wasn't like an earthquake. It was just like, an explosion. And it wasn't even like the sound. It was just like the vibration. So like the lower city has no idea anything's happening. So you come in and Schooner and Clank kind of cordially welcome you. And Alan kind of waves you as you come in. One of the Alan kind of walks over. He's got like a towel thrown over his shoulder, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know you had another friend." And he kind of reaches out his hand to Abbott, and Abbott's like, "Oh, I'm Abbott. Pleasure to meet you." Oh, Alan. And they kind of talk for a brief second, and then Abbott's like, Alan's like, "Can I get you anything to drink? You all look very fancy, first of all, but you all look very haggard."
I will go up to him, hug him, and go, just another one of them water sugary drinks. To Ufa's room, please. And I'm gonna go up to Ufa's room.
Yeah.
Without saying anything else.
I'm gonna ask for the same, but I'll take the drinks up with me.
He kind of, as he's hugging Samurai, he says, "It is night. You can have them with alcohol if you'd like. You don't need the water. I can do water if you like."
Water will be fine.
Alcohol. Please.
Water. Alcohol. You, young lady?
Just some water, please.
two non-alcoholic roll rums and one alcoholic. Very good. And he kind of lets you go, Samurai. And he kind of like scratches your plumage, and he's like, "It's okay. Don't worry. I'll bring them up in just a jiffy." As you're kind of walking upstairs, Abbott's like, "Can I join you, or should I just stay down here?"
I mean, I'm gonna be honest,
I don't want to.
I was expecting you to come up.
Okay, cool.
So...
I just didn't want to presume anything. I don't want to be rude. It's cool. Yeah. I'll take one with the alcohol. And Alan's like, yes, of course. A few minutes later, he brings them up and he sets them out on your private dining table. And he heads back downstairs. If you don't have anything else to say, so yeah, you're all sitting in the private dining booth attached to Itha's room. Congratulations, you're all alive.
Yeah, I kind of want to lean over to the half elf and ask to have like a look at like his revolver and ask like how it works and what it does. Because I'm assuming I've never seen one, although I might have seen one like a flintlock. But I've never seen a revolver.
You've maybe heard of them, but you've kind of heard probably in passing as well. This guy isn't a gunslinger. This guy is an artificer. So when you ask, he's like, "Oh, of course," and he puts it out on the circular dining table, and lets you look it over. There's kind of like, so it's this, it's a handgun, primarily. Sorry, my laptop is like fighting me super hard right now. It's a handgun. It's not like a big weapon. It's more like it kind of looks similar to like a revolver, almost. And he kind of slides it across the table at you. You can kind of see, kind of engraved into it, are almost these kind of like cosmic designs. These like this runology that's like almost completely alien to you. He kind of just explains. He says, "That particular one is an eldritch cannon. Feel free to." He kind of looks around. He stands up and he kind of waves you over, and he opens the window and he says, "Take a shot."
So what do I do? Do I just? I'm assuming
just aim it where you're aiming. Probably don't aim it anywhere. Just aim it at the sky and just squeeze the trigger.
I'm just gonna do that then.
You kind of like point it out of the window and kind of just aim it towards the sky, and you pull the trigger, and just this it's almost like a firebolt. Like it's as though the ammunition of this gun is like at base value a firebolt, and just this firebolt cantrip just shoots out of the barrel of the gun and kind of fizzles into the sky until it disappears into smoke. And he takes it back. Yes, it's handy, I suppose.
I gotta get me one of those.
Yeah, they're quite helpful. And he kind of pats you on the back and sits down at the dining table again. Do you guys have anything else you'd like to discuss?
I want to quickly search the bag of holding and just check off my own knowledge and what I remember. How much did I get off the entire room, like percentage-wise, just like rough estimate?
You got nigh on like all of the bills and decrees, like the law documents. You got pretty much all of those. The golem started waking up when you are getting the family trees, which is when you started dropping things as you are sweeping. So you probably got like between 50% to 75% of the family trees. And the signet rings, you are just kind of picking up handfuls and letting them fall, probably like in between 30 to 50% of the signet rings. So like overall, you feel you got like 60 to 70% of the vault.
I want to throw the book that we got from the library in there as well, just to make sure it's all like safekeeping. I want to take my sword out and just
keep in mind, I'm trying to do this like without showing our friend here that we've just robbed the place.
Yeah.
Obviously. He doesn't even look to be paying attention. He's almost like his like one head is on like the door frame of the booth. he's just kind of lucidly like making polite conversation as he's kind of dozing off, leaning against the door frame. Yeah.
Got the parchment papers from the office. Would we be able to have a quick look at them?
Yeah, so you stick them on the pile as well. You confirm these were what you were looking for. As you flick through, you see this is like the business ledger of the Aomain perfumeries within the city. It's got logs, business transactions, deals. You think this is exactly what was described to you by the whiskey lady.
Can I write down all the blackmail I got on a piece of paper as well? But
So you got...
kind of hesitate with the incest one and kind of leave that on a separate bit of paper and keep a hold of that one.
Oh, you're holding on to that one for private use.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
That one's my own little toy.
Cool. I'm happy with that.
I'll also turn to Ufa and go, I'm sorry, but I used the dust. I'll pay you for it.
I'm gonna go up to him, mid conversation, put a hand on his shoulder, and just go, at least you didn't end up with a sword through your chest or a crushed skull. So that's what it was for, and you used it well.
Yeah.
Well,
yes.
we'll start wrapping up, but I think now would be as nice a time as any to maybe discuss what happens next. Your time specifically in Baldur's Gate, unless you choose to seek out more work within the city, has come to an end. So where you have, obviously, Anya, you're more floating, but Eartha and Samura, you both have specific places nearby you intend to go, so please discuss.
I plan to head to the temple of the Red Knight.
It is closer. It is closer than Candlekeep, so I'm willing to go.
You willing to stick with me, buddy?
I'm willing to stick it out.
Oh.
I used your magic dust and all, but hey, I can't promise that I won't sign another magic deal for a second climb.
I'm banking on it, actually.
I want more. I want an army.
Oh god.
What about you, Anya? Are you? Would you like to stay with the group, or are you fed up with these bozos?
With them? No, I'm joking. I want to continue because I feel like Anya doesn't have anywhere else to really go. And there is still tasks.
We're pretty cool.
What?
We're pretty cool. Like, I mean, that's a good reason.
Oh yeah, and they're pretty cool. So.
Incest and death follows you both like a plague.
I feel like. I mean, we've still got a task to complete in Candlekeep, so might as well do it together. So yeah,
I'm happy
we're
with that.
in it. We're in it together. We're blood brothers.
Not quite that
blooded.
Yet, unless you want to like.
Y'all kill
cut
people together.
Handshake each other. That's how that works, I'm afraid.
So your current plan is to travel north to the Citadel of Strategic Militancy, and then return to Baldur's Gate in passing to head south to Candlekeep. The Citadel is about, like, if you left Baldur's Gate like late morning, you would arrive at the Citadel by nightfall. Like, it's not very far. I think it's about 30 miles, so it's about a day's travel, maybe a little bit more. The Candlekeep is a fair bit further. Candlekeep is 4 days travel south. So yeah, when we pick up next week, I guess you'll get paid, collect some sidekicks, and then you'll leave Baldur's Gate for now.